this. Tell me how much sense this makes, though, FSU Warren are talking like, you know, they don't even. Let's narrow it down to Bernie and the war. Now, Bernie's plan is requiring a $15 minimum wage and a federal jobs guarantee and Medicare for all. But if you think about it, FSU, you ought to like be told where you have to work and how much you ought to work.
But that's not at all what it is. That's just that's not at all how it works. I mean, that's the talking point of Fox News is the, do you want to be told how to do all this? And no, that's not how it works.
Another Republican also. I mean, another Democrat also. But the thing is this: Bernie's proposals just don't really sync up to like the needs. Like he's trying to almost like he's trying to stifle your growth while like slowly bringing up the bottom half to like equal it, right? So he's like basically saying like, all right, we're gonna tax the shit out of you, and we're gonna tax the shit out of you, and then we're gonna put this program and this program into place and this program into place and make everyone like on an equal playing basis. Now, ideally, that's an okay philosophy, but realistically, it's not never gonna happen. Like, he's not gonna get that passed through Congress. Now,
well, yeah, just like you said. I mean, all presidents don't get things passed. I mean, Trump is still not.
The point is it's like, so who do you want to take office that will actually be able to get something passed? That's realistic. So, I looked into the dude, Andrew Yang, because he was proposing, like something that everybody thinks is super radical, but is actually super bipartisan, right? It's like a completely bipartisan proposal, which is to give everybody $1,000 a month.
Oh yeah, no.
Over the age of 18. Do you know that guy?
Well, yeah, I mean,
trying to give everybody $1,000 a month.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think that would help substantially, just in the sense that. Okay. I mean, I argued for something similar to that back in the day, in the sense that instead of like bailing out the banks, the federal government should have bailed out all families and given them like $40,000. You know.
FSU Ward, you literally just nailed the heart of his campaign, and people are telling him he doesn't have the money to do that, and he said, did anybody get any money from that like $52 million bailout of Wall Street, like under the Obama administration? No. Like every time the bank, why can you bail the banks out? Why can you buy hook Wall Street up when they're failing, but you can't hook up the American people individually? Fuck that. We're gonna take the money, put it in everybody's hands, and we're going from a trickle-down economy to a trickle-up economy.
Well, trickle-down, that doesn't work. Trickle-down has never worked.
But exactly, this is what I'm saying. This is what Andrew Yang is saying. Like, trickle down does not work. It has to be trickle up. Put the money into every single person's hands and let the money distribute into the economy. And what he's saying is, it's like, I don't know where you live, but there's a lot of people that live in places, and what you see is stores closing. And then the main stores that are open, like Walmarts and fucking like the main corporate stores, they're just automating away all the jobs to like self-checkouts and like all kinds of stuff. Yeah. They don't even really have cashiers anymore. You get on the phone, you call a place, you get a robot, and you just start hitting 000. Give me a fucking person.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So, like, all the jobs are being automated away, and it's just gonna, like, get worse and worse and over the next, like, couple years and stuff. Now, if you're not concerned with, like, the future at all of, like, people and stuff, but to be honest, like, whether I die tomorrow or, like, the next day or in 20 years or 40 years or 60 years, I would very much like to see somebody take office that's actually going to, like, attempt, like, hit the name of Andrew Yang's campaign is humanity first. Uh, like, not left, not right, but forward. And there's nobody else talking like this. The dude needs more recognition. So, if you look him up,
No, no, I know about him for sure.
yeah, if you can, if you support him at all, just fucking tell anybody you know, because these other guys are a bunch of jokesters. Like,
Yeah, but we need to not split the ticket either. We can't have half the Democrats voting for one person, half the Democrats voting for another one, because that then we just lose to Trump hand over fist.
exactly, but that's exactly that's the reason people are saying like, oh, Biden, Biden, because
No,
they can't get
Biden's an
that.
idiot.
But the thing is Biden is not going to get a turnout on his vote, right?
Yeah.
This is a fact. Nobody's gonna go vote for Biden. He's gonna lose worse than Hillary. Like, 10 times worse than Hillary to Trump. Now, you put Bernie on the ticket. The thing is that,
I think
the
Bernie could
DNC,
win, but the DNC
I
isn't
don't
affect
think he can.
Bernie either.
Yeah. So, like, you put, this is my thing with Bernie. If you put Bernie on the ticket, his positions are so radical and also partisan in terms of, like, you know, like the Republicans, they don't want government being, like, super involved. And Bernie's proposing the government taking over basically people's lives. So Bernie's proposal works one way, but it's the complete opposite of that Republican mindset. So he's going to be in the same position where it's as like this whole impeachment thing, where it's like a completely partisan thing. The Democrats say impeach, the Republicans say no, and nobody will even join. So he's going to run into that problem with all of his bills because of the proposals. Now, who else can get elected that could possibly propose something that's actually very helpful to every citizen of the US,
Yeah,
uh,
I don't know.
but is also a completely partisan.
Who do you think's gonna win the Super Bowl?
Oh man,
Who
I'm
are the
gonna have
teams
to
again?
say, like, well, it's Chiefs, Titans in the AFC, and then it's
Yeah.
49ers, uh, 49ers Packers in the NFC. Now
Oh,
I have a
49ers
theory that,
Packers. Okay, who do you think's gonna win
now
that game?
49ers Packers.
Hmm.
Uh,
Where is it? Where is it? First of all, is it at the 49ers?
yeah, it's at 49ers.
Oh, okay, I bet 49ers win then.
But I'm gonna say this. I honestly think that if I had to call that game, my instinct says 49ers, but my heart says that Aaron Rodgers is gonna make a
Duke.
play
Oh,
and win that
Duke
game.
in his mouth.
So, like, I'm gonna say it's gonna be Packers versus, and this pains my heart to say it, and you could record this opinion. Now, I don't want the Chiefs to win, but it's gonna be Packers Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
No other way around it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I thought the same exact thing.
Now, if like I'm more undecided on the NFC than the AFC, like I just really don't see the Titans winning that. Like if they do, congrats, but then the Titans are gonna get their ass beat in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
my thing. So, as a Raider fan, I'd love if the Titans won that game. To be honest, I don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. But
Oh, yeah, for sure. I bet they do it, though.
yeah, me
What
too.
day is it?
It's gonna
Saturday
be
or is it Sunday?
it's gonna be I think Sunday, but not this Sunday. It's gonna be next Sunday.
Oh, that's right. That's so
You know
dumb.
that how they have the 2 week layoff before the Super Bowl, or
Yeah.
you know it's like a bye week before the Super Bowl. So
Well, no, are there games this weekend? Or is it next weekend?
oh no, yeah, they got games this Sunday. Uh, and how many games are there? I think all the games are Sunday. You know, they've been playing them Saturdays recently because it was the wild card. I think all the games are Sunday, to be honest. If I find out and it's Saturday, I don't think it is though. I think the championship weekend is all Sundays and it starts at like something like 3 or 4 East. Uh, and then the second game's like a later game or something like that, I believe, coming up this Sunday.
It's like everybody says thunder. Every thunder.
As a matter of fact, it might be Saturday and Sunday. They're gonna have one NFC game and one AFC game, and then one NFC game and one AFC game.
But there's only 4 teams
Saturday and
left.
Sunday. Oh yeah. So then it's Sunday. Sorry, I'm just rambling.
Oh,
But
you're
yeah,
good.
then it's gonna definitely be Sunday. Uh,
So,
coming up.
that's gonna be badass.
Just check the times. I think it's gonna. I think it'll probably start like at the earliest 1 p.m. East, and at the latest like 'cause I don't know if they're gonna do it like a Thanksgiving game or like you know like a regular Sunday game or whatever. So, I don't know,
Yeah, like the
but check it out.
49ers.
It's easy to figure out what times they're playing. So.
It's like Soul Jet. Ticking number. Do you have Disney Plus?
What is it?
Do you have Disney Plus?
Disney Plus? Nah. Why?
Oh, it's just awesome. There's all these Disney shows on it.
Uh, like what kind?
Oh, like Darkwing Duck, all the old Disney shows.
Oh, that would actually be sweet. Like,
Darkwing Duck.
I haven't heard,
Yeah,
I
it's only
haven't heard that name in like a million
it's
years.
only $7 a month, dude. In a
You know what I do have is
Duckburg,
you.
if da dee da dev day in a Duckburg, the sun I
You know
miss
what
to
I.
be. What's
You know
up?
what I do is I got YouTube though, and I'll sit at work and I'll YouTube like old ass fucking like cartoons and stuff from like my childhood and stuff, and it's like nostalgic as shit, and I'm just sit there and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I'm like, awesome. Like, uh,
My favorites. We are riders on a mission, action, adventure, fun condition, rocket power. Do 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 do.
I was even looking at what was it called? Uh,
Who's that girl? What's her name? Is it cool? Is she lame?
it was like something sharks or something.
Oh yeah, Street Sharks.
Yes. I was looking at that game the other that cartoon the other day at work. I was like, this is fucking awesome. I was looking at some other ones, but Street Sharks stood out because I remember I used to have the old like action figures of all of them, and like I used to make them wrestle, shit.
Yeah,
And
dude.
Street Sharks always won because they were fucking gnarly as shit. But
Yep, I'm about to poop in this guy's mouth.
don't forget about my boy Andrew Yang, yo. You need to like spread the word
Well,
on
I
him.
mean, if he wins the nomination, yeah, by all means.
Well, you need to help him. You need to help him win it. Like, tell your parents, be like, who you voting for? Who are your parents voting for?
My dad's a Republican, so I'll probably vote Trump. My mom's a Democrat. She'll probably vote anything other than Trump.
See, that's the problem. This is why these people win. Yeah. So, like, your dad, if you show him Yang's policies, which he has 157 of them on his website, the next nearest Democrat has, I think, 35. This dude has a policy for everything. Absolutely amazing. Put the and when he says the $1,000 into your hands, that means you, your mom, and your dad all get $1,000 a month. Plus, if you have brothers or siblings over the age of 18, and if not, when they turn 18, they will receive it. Now, that's what $3,000 extra being pumped into your house every month.
Yeah. Well, it'd be
It's an
amazing.
amazing proposal, and like I don't know, I don't mean to like annoy you. If you want to like just like leave the party and cut me out, that's fine.
No, you're good,
Most
dude.
people do that when I start rambling like this, but my dude, the way he's proposing it isn't by tax anyone. What he's doing is he's taxing Amazon, Facebook, Google, and all those companies, right? And putting a
Yeah.
value-added tax on that. So basically, he's gonna pay for all this money simply by taking companies that earned trillions upon
Oh yeah, I mean,
trillions of
Amazon should
dollars
already
in
pay
direct
taxes. They
tax.
pay zero taxes. That's stupid.
Yeah. So what Andrew Yang is saying is look, I'm going to put a value-added tax on Amazon, Facebook, and all these goods that you buy off of, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna tax essential things like, you know, milk. What I'm gonna do is put a tax on like luxury goods.
Yeah.
Uh, and I'm gonna take all the money from all those fucking it's not a wealth tax, but the people that spend the most on like Amazon and stuff are people with like millions and billions of dollars, right? So he's gonna tax the shit out of luxury goods like new phones, uh new cars, like he's gonna tax Amazon for every robot they have in their facility that's putting somebody out at work, every like self-driving truck that is developed, which they've already had a truck drive from Los Angeles to fucking Pennsylvania with a cartload of butter. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So what he's saying is it's like take the money from what's taking money away from what's to like take the money away from what's taking jobs away from the people and uh, like just put the money in our hands. Like it's called the trickle up economy. Like humanity first,
Yep,
not left to
whatever it
right.
takes.
Yeah, exactly. And this is like the most sense it makes. He has a. I was like reading a couple comments, and people from like even overseas were saying like, if the United States does not elect this guy, they have failed miserably. Like, he can change the world because if the U.S. elects him, he's going to make every like not make, but once he takes office, every other country in the world that's like civilized is going to fall into place and do the same thing. It will end worldwide, basically, starvation and like homelessness and shit. Put the money in everybody's hands and give everybody a chance. Now, people make the argument, they're like, well, this person's just going to take the money and do this. And it's like, okay, you're going to have the one odd person that does that. But 90% of people are going to take the money and do something useful with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's such a simple philosophy. Uh, I think it's a fucking perfect strategy. Especially your dad, if he's a Republican. This is a Republican idea. If you want me to get real, Alaska. Alaska had this dividend in place for the last 40 years. Uh, and you know how they pay for it?
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, they pay for it with their oil.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of sending all the profits to the government, that just gets lost into like pipes of like Washington D.C. They put it directly into the people's hands, so every resident of Alaska receives between $1,000 and $2,000 a month instead of going to the government. This is exactly what Yang's proposing. Now he's saying, what's the oil of the 21st century? It's not oil, it's technology and it's data. Like, think about how many times you're asked, uh, like, every time you join something, if, like, your data can be, like, shared or something like that, right? And these
Mm-hmm.
companies, like, you go to Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, anywheres, Google, and they're trying to share your data with everybody else. But your data is, like, now worth more than fucking oil in terms of like the data sharing. And he was like, what Andrew Yang said was when was the last time you got your data check in the mail? You
Yeah.
didn't get it because your data check went to all the corporations. Just you have to be paid for your data being shared, and he's doing that in the form of $1,000 a month. And then also between that and the value added tax on like luxury goods of the giant corporations that pay zero in taxes, it all adds up perfectly. He's the only one making any sense at all. And he's the only one not saying Medicare for all and we're going to cut you off of your private insurance, which I think is like a failing point. Like, I'd love to see private insurance go to hell, but the bottom line is you're never going to get that passed. So what Yang is proposing is we're going to create a government program that's like better than the private insurance, and we're going to push the private insurance out slowly. And if we can't, we can't. But my goal is to push them out slowly and give everybody Medicare for all, basically for free. So, like, his proposals aren't even that radical. Like, the only thing
Yeah.
that's radical he proposes is that $1,000 a month. But this was like, do you know Thomas Paine?
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the founders of the country. He
Yep.
proposed it at the founding of the country. Uh, Martin Luther King,
Mm-hmm.
he championed this while he was. This is what he was championing when he was assassinated. Was a universal basic income for all citizens. Uh, all right, last thing I'll say about this whole universal basic income, what Yang calls the freedom dividend, was passed through the House into the
Mm-hmm.
Senate back when Richard Nixon was president, and uh, it failed on a very slim vote, but it was passed through the House. It went to the Senate. The Senate was partisan as shit, so they turned it down.
Yeah.
It didn't get passed. But this isn't just like a new idea. This has been something that's been going since the country was like basically created, but nobody's like had the balls to pull it
Yeah.
off now. It depends where you're at and how you think, but to me personally, to a lot of people I know, if you give them $1,000, you're gonna change their life. Like, personally speaking, like $1,000 doesn't mean that much to me, but I just know a lot of people that could use that $1,000, and it might actually help them change their life around. So, uh, I don't know. I just champion this guy because it's called Humanity First, and I'd like to see more humanity, man.
Yep. Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Trent.
Anyway, I'm done with my rant now. You're good.
All right. You're good, man. I appreciate the talk. I do what it takes. You are who it is. I am who you should.
If I get really fucked up and I'm like going to sleep, I might send you some weird videos of Yang though. Just letting you know.
It's all good.
And just to make sure you check them out. Yo, FSU Ward, do you know anything about like a way to glitch somebody where you like get them kicked out of the game basically and off like the servers and stuff?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Cause I was in the AFC Championship game in one of my leagues versus this dude
Mm-hmm.
Crazy Mad Bro, and my internet was
I've
fine. I
beaten
could
him
have
before.
won games before. Crazy Mad Bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I bet you did, cause you can't play. So I was in the AFC Champ game versus him, and I was talking like a bunch of shit before the game, just cause I knew I was gonna beat his ass. And we got into the game, and it was in my opening drive, and I converted a 3rd and 12. And then I noticed like that the game started lagging a little bit, and then I got into another like 3rd and 10, and I converted that. And as soon as I converted that, it said connection's been lost, blah blah blah. And I was like, all right, this is some bullshit right now because I already didn't trust the guy to tell the truth just because of past experiences with him. So I'm like, all right, let me just go back to the game. So I try to get back to the game and I can't even get into like the servers. Like I can't even sign back in. And I look and I've been signed out of my profile also. And I'm like, oh man. And meanwhile, he's like, he quit, give me a force win. And I'm like, dude, like, give me a second. Like, I don't know what the fuck you just did, but like, I can't get back